what are the positives so far? What are we excited about? And I'll start with a positive that's also a negative for me. How pissed are we all going to be when Hunter Haight doesn't get a shot opening night?
It's one where I think we're all going to be sitting there like, yeah, understanding. That being said, like, he has just been so good. Like,
I can understand it and be pissed.
Yeah, I was surprised how well he played at center all season in Iowa in the AHL last year. Like, I thought it was like a big jump. He had like a really kind of like weird OHL couple of years where it was like he was really used in like that middle six, like kind of like a secondary offensive guy, but he's got a ton of skill. He can score, can make plays, but he also is a responsible two-way player. Obviously moves really well. Like, there's a lot to like. And when you just look at like, again, like the skating, the skill, and the playmaking, like you just see all the upside. Just given like the slight frame, he's not like overly physical. There's always just going to be questions. Can he play in middle of the ice? Even in like the AHL, is he to struggle? And he kind of just stepped right in and did not look out of place whatsoever. Again, we said it before, like with him and Milne, like those are two of the guys in Iowa who were pretty consistently playing well throughout that season, which again on that roster was impressive. So I just think he's just been really good. I mean, he looked good last year in the preseason as well. So I've just been impressed with the jump that he's made from the OHL to pro hockey, playing in the middle of the ice. Makes a lot of flashy plays. Again, scores again last night, net front. So I love Hunter Haight. Love the play. Love the way that he plays. He makes a lot of flashy plays. But again, just his like ability to play the middle of the ice at the pro level has been really impressive.
Another one where I love the person too, because maybe you don't remember Z, because I know you've had a couple concussions of late, but like, who are the two players that I pointed out to you that we've done interviews with on Fellowship of the Rink that I'm like, these are the most confident people ever, but in completely different ways?
It's the Haight.
Haight. Honestly, I think he alphaed me. Like, it doesn't show up in the interview, but like, I came out of that being like, yeah, that guy's better than me in every way. I don't know why. And then you got Riley Haight, who is like the most reserved, humble, but like, I know how fucking good I am. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, those two I'm so excited for. And I am higher on Haight. Like, Haight is probably like, he's not my number one guy in the pool, as we'll find out as we go through all of this, but like, he's my number one guy. Like, he's my guy. He needs to be in Iowa. Like, him being sent back down doesn't shock me at all. Like, I'm excited to see what he can do a full season down there. Haight, though, like, I think the kid's fucking ready. That doesn't mean that he's like stapled in as a full-time NHLer, and I know he probably won't be on the opening night roster, but like, the kid is ready. He can handle it. I want them to give him some tastes.
Yeah, and I will say, I think I did my rankings before that last preseason game, and honestly, that last preseason game might have even had me bump him up a couple spots.
I did as well. I didn't go back and change it because integrity.
So exactly same. But just like some numbers under the hood, and it's preseason, it's a mix of who they're playing against. But you look at his last preseason in 2 games, he had a 30.01 expected goal share at 5-on-5. This preseason, that is up to 69.2% right now. So controlling nearly, over 2/3 of the offense, playing really good on both ends of the ice. He's got almost a 1 individual expected goal in all situations. Like, I think he's done everything to prove that if they need him this year, he can be a reliable player they can call up. I think he's a guy that you probably can move a little bit up and down your lineup. Could he be on the top line? No, but in a pinch, if there's injuries down the middle again, and you want to keep Hartman and Foligno get together, and if Danila Yurov isn't working out at center right away or whatever, like, he is a guy I think that could fill it on your second line in a pinch. As for like my feelings, where if he's playing opening night, I think right now it's the question of, is there a spot? Like, I think they like him at center, so I don't think they want to necessarily move him to the wing. So if Nico Sturm is out, I think that 4C is his spot for the taking if Sturm is out. Otherwise, I think he's more or less earned probably the top line center spot in Iowa start the year, which I think is honestly just it's a great spot to be if that team's going to be better, and he can kind of be an engine that sort of drives their offense. So, and I think whether it's been development camp or the preseason. I know the numbers maybe in previous preseasons for him haven't popped off the page, but he's always a player that seems to me like he's noticeable for the right reasons. Like he can make some flashy plays. The goal he scored the other night, going to the net, getting his stick in position, finishing the chances, like all that stuff goes a really long way. And he kind of stands out to me all the time, doing the right things, making the flashy plays and succeeding at them too, without, being a total dumbass in the defensive zone.
Well, and I mean, you got guys like Marcus Foligno coming out and saying right away, like, no, the guy I notice is Hunter Haight. And very funny, I'm looking right now because we talked about it. We won't throw out any numbers, but Brett, you and I are tied for the lowest on Hunter Haight. Shocking. But on the flip side of that, so you say if Nico Sturm's out, a guy that, I mean, none of the three of us really care about, right? Nico Sturm.
Yeah, no one could possibly. I am heavily debating the 25th anniversary Sturm jersey. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I've never liked those jerseys.
I don't love them. Like, I think they're fine.
If you're in it for just the nostalgia, then fine. I respect it, whatever. Like, the only thing that's positive about that jersey is it's the jersey that the greatest Wild player of all time wore. His name's Petteri Newman.
Shoulder shimmy.
Shoulder shimmy, baby. But my question for both of you then is, if we're saying, hey, that 4C spot is Hunter Haight's, opening night, where is Danila Yurov?
Press box 13th forward.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
I'm not like, I'll Z answer, then I can get my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, he's in an interesting camp where, like, I think he came in the showcase in the beginning of the preseason. There were some question marks. I thought he's got better as time's gone on. I think, let's say he is in that 12-man unit to start the year. And like, if he is on that opening night roster, he's in the lineup, I think it probably serves him best, to be honest, to start at the wing. Again, you just like look at the spots that are going to be available. That's where the question are. And I think it's fine. Like, we talked about this before. It would not shock me if he starts his NHL career on the wing. Like, I wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Because I mean, it's realistically been like, he's shifted to the middle of the ice in the KHL, and it was actually, like, realistically, it was like crazy how it kind of popped off that first full year with Metalurg, how well he played on that championship team. So I mean, yeah, I haven't seen enough in the middle of the ice make me feel super comfortable that he can, like, be an NHL center right away. I think, like, down the line he will be. But I think I've just seen more from Haight. Like, I'd be more comfortable with him there, like at that 4C spot if that's open. The thing that's interesting too that I was going to mention with Haight specifically, and it'll be interesting to see if the trend continues, if they actually stick to this. They are putting a lot more skilled players on, like, that first PK unit, even if it's just like the first 10, 15, 20 seconds. Like, Hunter Haight was out there, like, taking face off PK1, and I was like, holy shit, did not see that coming. That was not on my bingo card. So we'll see if they go. I mean, anything they want to fucking try in the PK, I'm down. Like, try whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, this cannot.
Nothing's off the table besides doing the same thing.
Put Flurry in the middle of the ice in the PK. I don't fucking care. Just try whatever you want. But it was interesting to see him out there on that first PK unit taking face-offs, and just like seeing them throw more skilled guys out there on the PK. It'll be interesting to see if that continues to start the year. I think that's something to talk about.
6 minutes of PK time, only 3 shots and zero goals against in those 6 minutes. So, and he's done it decently well. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong player. That's Yurov, who's also actually been good on the PK apparently. I thought I went to Haight.
Yeah, that's the thing with Yurov too. Like, there's, especially the last couple of years. I mean, definitely in his draft year, which was tough because he played such little hockey just because the KHL, that's how they roll. But obviously, like, the big flashy plays that people who haven't, like, watched Yurov for years and years see is, like, the highlight reel plays. That's what you're gonna notice. That's what, like, those are the clips that get tweeted out. But he is just, like, a really solid two-way forward. Like, he has the skill, he can score goals, can make plays, but, like, he is an advanced defensive player as well. So that's one thing with Yurov too that he's got going for him.
But I hate to boil it down to this. I guess my question's Z, because I know Brett's going to expand on this because he yielded to you to continue talking. But, like, if it's just cut and dry, one of them is in the lineup and it is as the 4C, you lean Hunter Haight over Danila Yurov.
Right now, just like what we've seen. And I mean, again, like, Yurov is still adjusting to North American ice anyways, and North American, like, style of game. So I think I've just seen, like, at the center position, I've seen more like pro tendencies from Haight the last like couple of years. So I think right now he just looks like he's more poised for that spot. Like he's gonna be able to step in and kind of succeed in that role anyway. So yeah, I'd probably lean Haight right now, just given what we've seen.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too. Like, and this is not a slight on Yurov. Like, I don't think he's necessarily come in done anything wrong, or I feel like, nope, he doesn't look ready and like because of XYZ. I just think the Wild are still kind of trying to figure out where he best fits. Like, obviously, it's a little bit harder. You're probably not watching as many games in person over in the KHL. So you're probably getting a lot of kind of your firsthand looks at maybe where some of those strengths are. You haven't, I think he's showed you he's played a couple different roles. We're just talking about he's looked pretty solid on the PK. He's got to play with some skilled players. I'm very curious to see how he's kind of maybe using these upcoming preseason games, where if he continues to get a look with, the Tarasenko, Eriksson X, kind of maybe is he with those two? Does he get a look on the left side if Nico Sturm plays, or do they throw him alongside of Yakov Trenin, who sounds like has been a very good mentor for him early on here in his time? And I think just figuring out like, hey, can he be a center? Do we want to make him a center, or do we want to start him off on the wing, and kind of figuring out where he fits? And I think that's why he maybe starts as the 13th forward. But I think if he's open to it, I think he's a guy that would benefit from time in the AHL just to kind of learn the North American game, kind of figure out where your strengths are, get comfortable. And then he's a guy, I think to Mateo's point in chat, maybe it's not a 19 game stint to start, but it's, maybe it's a Boldy path where you're going to go be really successful in the AHL. You're going to figure things out. And then when we need kind of an ace in the hole, kind of down the stretch of the season, we're going to call you up and you're going to be a boost to our team, kind of a free trade acquisition deadline in a way, as, hey, we're going to get this guy. He's going to inject some offense into our team because he's figured out the game. So that's kind of where I see him. But I think like there's been a lot to like. I think it's now just getting him more comfortable and figuring out where that fit is to get the most out of him for this season. I think going forward, he's a guy I think have the utmost confidence he's going to be a top 6 center on this team.